Okay, so today's topic is the hidden cost when you're selling a home. So most people know I'm a listing agent. I always have been for the last 10 years. I focus purely on listings unless one of my sellers is buying, right? So, besides closing costs, that's expected. And, depending on where you're selling, what is normal? Usually it's, 50-50 seller, except for seller pays title. But I love it when I go into a listing appointment. So I went on 2 listing appointments today, and both people bought their homes in 2023. So what does that mean? That means they pay too much money, right? Because the market has come down. So one of the gals, she actually, it was her mom's house, her mom passed, and she said, well, my mother paid $570,000 for it, and then she put another $60,000 into it, these pavers, and then, the tank got, struck by lightning, and we had to pay another $7,000. So that's a brand new water tank. We don't want to lose any money, but we have to have an extra $50,000 because there's 3 of us, and we're splitting it. And I'm like, okay, so I just keep waiting for something to stop. And I'm like, okay, here's where I'm an oncologist, okay? I come in, I feel like I'm telling people they have cancer because when I tell them, I go, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of costs associated to selling a home besides closing costs. Number 1, nobody wants to walk into a vacant home. I know your mother loved purple, and I know she really liked dark blue, but you got to paint, right? Well, it's a blank canvas, Gail. They could do their own thing. The problem is you need to get them to swipe right? Unless you're on Tinder, then you want to swipe left. How do I know that? Never mind. And then you have staging. Now, staging can run you $4,000. And if you don't stage a home, average days on market right now are like 57, right? According to Redfin. But, if you don't stage a home and you don't do the painting on the walls, then you're going to be having a home that sits, right? And then you're going to be calling me, how was the open house? Give me some feedback. What feedback? Nobody's looking at it. The other things is then you get the request for repairs because a lot of sellers, I don't work with sellers that don't do pre-inspections because I don't want to lose sleep, all right? We want to be in control. We want to drive the bus. We don't want to be on the bus. We want to make sure we know everything. It's like buying a car with a Carfax, right? You want to know how many times has that car been hit? Was it a fender bender? Was it demolished? What was it? Same thing. So if you get an inspection, then you're looking at all kinds of fun things, right? And I'll tell you right now, we're in 2025, and if you get that report, I had such a clean report come in, and there was still 22 things on it. Nail pops. Nail pops? Really? But guess what? This is a buyer's market. You have got to fix it. So figure another $5,000, right? Then you've got another $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 for staging if you're under 2,500 square feet. Then you've got to, besides, I love this, Gail, we don't have to pay commission for the buyers. I know about the lawsuit. I'm like, really? Well, then you're not going to have anybody showing your house. I don't care. Just, you could pay me, but I don't really take listings of if sellers are not going to agree to pay for a buyer's commission, because that's the first question. That's the first question they ask. It's an uphill battle already, and they'll go, Gail, is the seller cooperating with a buyer-broker agreement? So they're basically saying, I'm only going to show you the house if they're paying a commission. Are they paying a commission? That's what they're really saying. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of expenses associated. Landscaping, you got to replace all those weeds and the ugly bark. You got to put a lot of curb appeal in there. And maybe it's $1,500. Maybe it's $2,000. So it's not just putting a sign, in the front yard, putting it on the market, and just hoping a buyer's going to go, oh, I like that ugly house. I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to make it my own. This is a blank canvas, and I'm going to pay full price. So if you want the best price in this market, sit down with your realtor, hopefully me, and let's talk about what kind of condition is your house in. If you have any questions and you want to know how to get your home on the market, and let's do an estimate. I can absolutely, besides doing a net sheet, once I walk through your home and say, okay, your house is not that dirty, so it's not $800, it's $500. Okay, I can give you a complete estimate, and so you have a ballpark. So when you're coming on the market, you're not trying to borrow money from me. And I've had that happen too. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm Gail DeMarco, and I'm happy to help.